testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
You fine? Right, okay, cool. Yeah.
Hello, hello. Hi. This is Doc, aka Ron. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm on this journey today with my guest here, Imp, aka Matt. Um, he's coming over to us on this global journey from the UK. Glad to have you on, man. It's it's amazing. You have a 30-minute podcast that I love, and yeah, man. So what's up?
Hello. Yes, it's a good year to be from. I'm from Nottingham in the UK specifically, aka the people who gave you Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us and Gabe Kidd for just pure intensity. So yeah, we're being represented well at the moment. But yes, yeah, good to be with you.
Yeah, man. I like Nottingham. You got one of the best boxers from there, Carl Frock. You got Robin Hood. You know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And what we're here today is to find out how you, sir, got into this crazy thing we call pro wrestling, and you know, I think it'd be great to hear that story, if you don't mind sharing with us, because that's what we're here to solve.
So for me, I never had it as a kid because my parents never let me watch it. They always deemed it like too violent or anything. Over here, it technically aired on free TV when I was younger, but I was never allowed to watch it. But I got SmackDown versus Raw Shut Your Mouth on PlayStation 2, and that was my door in. That was me first experiencing
that's
everything.
A classic game.
So that
man.
game, we get to walk backstage and talk to the wrestlers and all of that. That's like my introduction to it all. So they're almost like the legends to me. Everybody on that game, but I got. It's good game. Good game.
It's one of the best. I
say emulate the one that came after it instead. That's like the improvement.
People say "Here Comes the Pain" is one of the best ones.
But so I finally got to watch it in late 2005. Like the first ever episode I watched in my own house was the episode where they announced Eddie Guerrero had died. That was my introduction. My first ever show of wrestling was that night, which I've been told was like. It's an interesting starting point, really, just because of it's not an ordinary show in the slightest, obviously.
No.
But I knew who he was as well. He's in the games. He's got red trousers in Sweat Your Mouth. But I never got to see him. I never got to see him in real time because obviously I was like 1 week too late.
Yeah, but that's really interesting to jump in on the Eddie Guerrero tribute show because a lot happened. And what was it about it that brought you to the wrestling? Like, kept you into the wrestling? Like, what kept you interested? Like,
I was like, because I remember when I was in year. Oh, this isn't going to translate to America, but I'll try and figure out the age. When I was like 7 or 8. There were kids at my school and they were all asking like, "Who's your favourite wrestler? Who's your favourite wrestler?" The time frame would have been like 1999, 2000.
Oh, attitude era.
And loads of people, everyone would just be saying their favourite wrestlers or whatever. Like it's got to be The Rock in that period because Stone Cold's out injured. So it's like it's The Rock. The Rock's our favourite. But then there was one guy who was like, "No, The Undertaker," because he just started the biker stuff. And he was really digging it. That type of thing. Then I'm stood there. I've never watched a single minute of professional wrestling in my entire life. The only thing I knew about it was the advertising and merchandise they did, because they always used to like get their pictures on like different sodas and different things. Like, I knew about wrestling, but I'd never watched a single minute. So I just remember just making it up, just being like, "Oh yeah, The Undertaker, yeah." And they had like the biggest gasped faces. Like, what are you talking about? But I obviously as a kid I was making it all up.
We call that kiss fist.
Even though I was in the UK, even though I was just like in my tiny little school, all that world away, it still broke through into that like those little communities. So the kids would still talk about wrestling, even in like that period. But that's back when it was cool, though. So it makes sense it would seep through because it was seen as cool back then. When I got into writing about wrestling, it was not deemed as cool, like in the slightest, not at all.
Yeah, there's this thing about wrestling and being cool, but like, I feel like no matter what, you're a nerd, no matter what, because it's just like something that's inherently fake.
So in 2006, I'm trying to get the date right. Yeah, 2016. My granddad got vascular dementia, and I basically just outside of caring for him, I just basically had all this free time, and I was like, well, what if I just like develop a skill, something I can be good at, whatever. And I knew that Lords of Pain had a columns forum where basically you could go in and there'd be a mixture of like loads of different writers and people who had written on the main page for their website in the past as well would just be in there doing their private thing. And basically, if you posted a column in there, they would basically critique it and help you get better. And that was it was started by Mr. Tito, like all people as well. Where the idea was, what if they had an in-house developing kind of thing to get people actually good enough at writing to then be on the main page. And so I did that. I wrote in that columns forum for about 2 years. But within that same time, I also got the podcast off the ground. And I did one with a co-host called Byrne. And we did that for about 2 years as well, within that same similar time frame. But that's where I properly kind of got into talking about wrestling a bit more. Because we did that and we got picked up by the website. And that's when we were getting... I was trying to remember... On average, everybody was getting like 2,000 to 3,000 listens a week. Like, it was doing really well, like incredibly well. And I think if I'm right, they shuffled about the lineup and everything, and then, in their words, then Goldberg came back, and suddenly the numbers like tripled. Like the interest was that high for Goldberg in like 2016, like an insane jump up. But then, like a year after that, I then got actually called up to the main website, and I started off doing little writing things, and then within there, I then got called up to do a few like media calls and things, which I remember at the time I found really cool, like actually getting to ask the wrestlers a question. For me, that was like the epitome of something that I never thought I'd get to do. But then I transitioned to writing about New Japan specifically, and I kind of just stopped wanting to talk about WWE, which in that period I feel like a lot of people will understand.
Yeah.
Like there were because I was somebody who had always watched every single week from about that point in late 2005. I just got hooked the minute I started watching it, and even if I didn't love the show, I'd watch it every single week.
Yeah.
Then I branched off into TNA, and it was kind of like even if I didn't enjoy the weekly TV, I knew the pay-per-view would be amazing or something like that. Like I'd get I'd stay invested, and I just couldn't get enough wrestling. Like, instead of revising, I'd have WCW up on Daily Motion because I was just like wanting to consume so much wrestling as a teenager.
Yeah, man. Like, did the storytelling part of it?
I really don't know.
Appeal to you?
I don't know if it is the way that wrestling tells its stories and the kind of emotions it can give you is like no other form of entertainment when it hits, when it especially hits, like something like when The Rock comes back in 2011.
Yeah,
like that's something that
moment.
I've not felt in any other form of media or entertainment. And at university I did film production, so I had my brain, the lecturers, if you ever do a film production degree, and anyone who's done one would know what I'm talking about. They essentially break your brain down before building it back up. So like with my lecturers, they broke us down by showing us the most depressing shit every single week. It was just just like putting you through it, making you watch this stuff, then you break down the techniques about how they did it and all that. So especially by the end of the second year, like you've had your brain to how you watch a film just broken down. Yeah. And now when you're watching a film, you just start analysing it, and that's kind of just how I watch films now. So whenever I'm watching anything, I'm watching it, I'm enjoying it, I can be invested in the story, but I'm also like production-wise breaking it down because I'm no longer able to just watch a film, which is that's been taken away from me. But to say that's how I watch something, and I still enjoy wrestling. I don't know if that's like a part of it that's longer wise kind of kept my fandom going, but yeah, I don't know what it is that specifically grabbed me. It's just it's that basic childish feeling of enjoyment that that it occasionally gives you. Or I think one thing that really hit me was one
Yeah.
morning I was just watching a New Japan Young Lions match.
Mm.
I think it was like one of their free shows or one of their free like short bits or whatever. It's just Jay White versus somebody back when he was a young lion.
Yeah.
And I remember that it
Good
just
little
felt
worker.
really nice. There was just something about it. It's on a weekend, just a light little New Japan show,
Yeah,
and it just felt lovely.
there's something
Yeah.
about the way New Japan was filmed. There's this guy before on YouTube, Showbuckle. He did a whole
Yes,
video essay
he
on.
was a huge inspiration to me.
Yeah, he did
He
a
was amazing.
video essay on the production of New Japan, how they frame things, how they film
Mm,
things, and it was just like something that I really have climbed to, because there's something about the New Japan production where they
mm,
frame it and it's focused on the fight, and it lets you feel the every kind of hit, every kind of move, and it's kind of like the best framing of pro wrestling to me. That like I just love the way that New Japan does it.
mm.
And yeah, man, cause yeah, you coming from a film background, I'm assuming that you would also have like these kind of like having a different eye for things of when it comes to pro wrestling, you know. Uh,
Mm. Oh yeah. Well, like I was going to say because Sam also did film production,
ooh,
so he whenever we watch and I always I take credit for getting him into New Japan because I was doing audio reviews for Lords of Pain back at the it's when it was whatever the Wrestle Kingdom was. Oh, I can't remember which. I got him to watch a Wrestle Kingdom. I can't remember which one
yeah,
it was. Um, it's the Wrestle Kingdom before Tanahashi Ibushi in the G1 Climax final.
okay,
It's that year, whenever that is. It's the January before that. But yeah, I got Sam to just watch it and review it with me, and seeing somebody who also has had their brain broken by being forced to analyse film, just seeing just their reaction to the way that New Japan films. There's they capture it like nobody else. I say nobody else. It's
definitely,
because we're used to the Western way. We're used to the American showman way, where. Mm,
yeah, you know,
mm.
Kevin Dunn,
I
you
mean, I
know,
find it mm, because it back when it was 4:3 in that aspect ratio. The
oh
way that
wow,
Kevin Dunn filmed it worked for that ratio, and it's one of the things that really hit me when I went back to the WrestleMania Hollywood, even
mm,
just 2 years ago. That even though it's in the widescreen, it just feels so claustrophobic the way that he films it. It's like everything's central. And he watched it now, and they purposely. I remember I was making a big deal about it when it happened, but they'll have the majority of the shot will be the crowd, and they have the ring to the left. Like they're not afraid to do that now. Whilst
mm,
back in Kevin Dunn era, even if it was like a big wide shot, like it was just so central. It's just like the way to film something from that 4:3 era never left him, and it just kind of stayed like that. It's like you got a full wide screen to use. Like you don't have to have it slap bang in the middle every time. So yeah.
yeah, man, because there's this. I watch
Oh, I mean
action
that's it. Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
I watch action movies, right? It says like there's something about the way like John Wick or Rumble in the Bronx is filmed where they
Mm.
stay on the action and they let you like feel every hit, and that's kind of like how like New Japan films it, where
Oh
you feel
yes.
every hit, man. And like
Mm.
when I look at like something like WWE with the shaky cam walking around everywhere, it just feels like of that time with WWE. It's like so hard to watch because there's
Mm.
no more impact there, you know. It's it's just there's something there like that you don't see it, but
Mm.
what I like is to hear, feel, and hear the attacks. You know,
Mm.
to feel that like real hit. That when you see a Tony Jaa hit like a drop kick in one of like those Ong Bak movies, you know, and that's just like something that I've been thinking about.
Oh,
Cause
there's yeah.
yeah, I love Tony Jaa. I love action movies, man. You know,
Mm.
but I couldn't really watch Expendables 4. That was such a waste of all that talent. Equal waste. Tony Jaa. Jason Statham. You know, those
Mm.
are like three of the best action stars that you can have on screen. And on that, you have the American directors always pull back on the action, and that was kind of the issue also with WWE. That's always pulls back on the actual
Mm.
impact of a move, and it takes away the impact of the move. You know. Um,
Oh, that's cool to know. Mm. Yeah, that's pretty cool to know. Because I'm assuming, after you've just said that, I'm assuming what I'm about to say might resonate quite hard. Because the reaction I had when I watched Expendables 4 and they finally got to the Tony Jaa fight scene.
oh yeah,
And I was like, okay, here we go. You're on a boat, you've got this established shot, you've got Tony Jaa, you've got what's his face from the raid. It's
Eco
like, come on,
always.
here
Yeah,
we go.
Eco. Yeah, yeah.
Like all you need to do, and I'm not saying do Old Boy, but you can have a flat shot and just let him go. Just you don't need any production on this. And I'm watching it, and as soon as the punch is about to land, they cut like it's Sylvester Stallone having a fight, and they're doing it in the 80s where they cut right before the impact's obviously
Yeah,
not in.
man.
And I'm like, why are you cutting Tony Jaa? Like, what's going on? Just my immediate reaction was I was just like, I can't believe they did that. It's just
Yeah,
so bad.
it's freaking unbelievable, man. You got like some of the best actions and choreographers
Mm,
there, and you choose like
mm,
a shot where nothing really hits. It's
yeah. Mm,
yeah, and yeah, man, because you just don't really feel it. There was a spot in there where there was like the boat,
mm.
right? And like there was
Oh
framed
no!
kind of
And
like
in the
old
edit,
Bill.
it was just completely torn apart and just made. When I saw that, I was like, "You could have got anyone to play that part.
Yeah,
Like it didn't matter. You could just
yeah,
cut it anyway." It's like,
yeah,
but yeah, yeah.
yeah. Because
But I get what you're saying.
yeah,
And also they did Megan Fox dirty in
oh
that
man,
film where her
definitely.
makeup is done for studio lighting and they changed it in post to be a sunlight so she looks awful. It's just like that's so unfair. They've lit her for a different world. That's not fair.
Yeah,
That's it. Anyway, that's a side comment not related to fighting at all. It's just,
uh,
yeah.
it fits though, man. It fits.
Mm.
And do you have any favorite kind of movies or anything like that? Because you know, like when you got like favorite wrestling matches, favorite movies, favorite wrestlers, it's all like different things you can say about it. You know. Um,
I was gonna say because I've often said to my friends that I've got two different lists: are what are the
mm,
best movies ever made, and what are my favourite films. Are two completely different criteria. So
oh yeah,
like, I can rewatch 21 Jump Street over and over. Like it doesn't matter. I can.
it's a good movie, man. It's way out there. Korean Jesus ain't got time for you. Yeah, you know.
Like I can't. Yeah, I can watch that film so many, and the sequel as well. I absolutely love the sequel. When actually, I realised I was about to just go into these are my favourite bits on 22 Jump Street. Like no, this is not
We
that
can
kind of
do that,
podcast.
man. Look, it gets way bizarre. It gets way more funny. It's just
Oh, it's yeah, they really lean into it.
yeah.
But yeah, so that kind of film I can just watch over and over. Like especially on a night if I'm struggling to sleep or whatever. Like
Mm.
it's 3 o'clock, I'm just not going to sleep. I'll pop on 21 Jump Street. I'll have a great time. Or there's like a list of comedies I'll rewatch over and over. But like for example, like now with The
Mm.
Last of Us airing, for me that's easily like skyrocketed to for me one of the best TV shows.
Go, dude. The
But I'm
quality
more
of that show
likely to
is
rewatch
amazing.
Community. Just like on a weekly, on a yearly thing. Just like I also because I've got like a list of sitcoms. I'll just rotate around
Mm.
like that or 30 Rock, or just like
Yeah.
that 2000s era of comedy that was on American TV. I'm way more likely to rewatch them than an actually really well made drama, like even if it's as good as The Last of Us or whatever. Or yeah, that's what way more likely to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. One of the funniest comedies I watch personally is Luther. That show is real funny to me.
Mm.
The way that he talks with such confidence and everything. Luther is a really, really good comedy for me, personally. Yeah.
Oh, Luther, yeah, that was. I wouldn't call it funny, but yeah, it's a good, really good show. Because I mean,
Yeah.
because BBC have got kind of funding issues at the moment, so I don't quite know what's going to happen with them. But in terms of like stuff that they're making, whatever. But yeah, they went through a period where they would just really like push themselves to these kind of slightly different ways of doing the same idea.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Luther's a cop procedurally thing. It's like it's you know, it's stuff you've seen before, but it's the way that it's done and the way that all the lines are delivered in that way. It's just like a. Me as a British person, even I enjoyed Luther, even though every cop is talking in that serious, like, oh, gotta go get him. But everyone talks like that, but it's all right.
Yeah.
It's not quite Guy Ritchie, but it's still pretty good.
You know, mate, gotta go smash his face in, give him a right.
All right, mate.
For. Yeah.
Oh yes, every one of his films, like, all right, mate, I'm gonna fucking get ya. It's just all like,
yeah, you're gonna sit back there, and I'm gonna make sure that you are gonna pay for what you did.
I will say a huge. Maybe the final point before we get back to wrestling, but yeah, the Gentleman TV show caught me off guard. I actually enjoyed it. I thought I'd hate it.
Nice.
It was all right. So yeah. Anyway, and to wind it back, I guess I also hated the shaky cam. It took us on to cinema, but yeah, I hated the shaky cam. For me, it was also the cuts. And I know Sean Massap did some like amazing little skits of I think he did one where he was just shouting at his wife to just cut trying to be Kevin Dunn. But yeah, it was it's so bad back what it was like back then. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I get what, but it's kind of what we were talking about, where I get what was in Dunn's head when he was doing it.
Yeah.
It's almost like building that chaos, building that kind of building of just frenzy that's kind of happening when you do that many cuts. For me, that can work in like a multi-man tag where you got someone diving over the ropes and you go to the other side, someone diving over the ropes.
Yeah, because you got that frenetic energy.
Over the ring post, like stuff like that. You can do loads of cuts that can kind of work. But when it's just a guy in the ring just delivering some punches and you're zooming in back and forth and you're cutting with every punch, like, come on, it has to match the action of what's actually happening. And I guess that might have been your point with the Bryan Cena match, where the way it was produced didn't fit the actual action that was happening in the ring.
Yeah,
hence why the live experience was more.
When I was watching it live, you felt everything because they were working like a Noah match, and they were throwing all these bombs at each other. Cena would throw this lariat, Bryan would throw these kicks, but then when you're watching on the TV, it's the zoom in, cut, zoom in, cut, zoom in, cut. So you're missing all of the actual effects of all that, and it's just you don't feel anything. Whereas when I was there live, I felt the whole emotion and drama of the match. It doesn't really translate. And yeah, man. Yeah.
That's interesting. It's interesting because you see what his offense is now, and I guess it got so influenced by, I don't know how to describe it. Is it like the WWE floaty style, especially of his day?
Oh yeah, John Cena.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, because like actually, there was a wrestler back in the day, like 2005, 2004, 2005. He was feuding with Kenzo Suzuki, and actually, when he hit him with one of the attitude adjustments, he actually punctured his lung. So I could see why more of his moves would be like floaty, so he's not really hurting people. But
okay.
Yeah, he used to throw people down with it. Attitude adjustment. Yeah, and yeah, man, it's just kind of weird to see that kind of progression of his style.
Was it because when I started watching, he was already champion?
Oh yeah, John Cena.
So it's the era I watched him in. The crowd had already turned on him. So
Oh,
I never got that feeling of oh, this could be a guy. Like I was never
yeah.
in that bubble. I only
I,
got to see this guy sucks. And but I remember at the time I didn't quite understand it because obviously like the first big match I ever got to see was the Umaga one at the Rumble 2006. Like that's a
oh
good
man,
match.
it's an
It's a-
insane match, man. He
mm,
and the way that they film it, and there's just something about it where there's blood. It's wild, and
mm.
John Cena like
It-
he has
oh
Umaga
yeah,
like tied up in the ropes for the finish, and Umaga's bleeding and John Cena's bleeding, and instead of like cutting away from it,
they would
they stay on that
definitely.
shot. And that's like something that's iconic
Mm,
to me is like John Cena choking Umaga
oh,
out,
it's
and
so
it's
so
like
good.
such an excellent match, man. It's an excellent match. So how did you get onto the internet, man? It's a it's a pretty big world out there, and I don't know if you were getting on the forums, anything like that, because it's just like how we create our community is we would just go online, search it, and boom, I found the forum, and that's how it goes. But since you're way younger than me, I'm wondering how it went for you.
Um, because I spent the first 2 years of my fandom not on any internet type thing. I was
Oh,
just a kid just watching it.
yeah.
I would have been what 14, 15, I
Mm.
guess, when I first. So I've just become a teenager kind of age. Um, so I'm getting into this wrestling. I'm learning all about it. I've started buying video games again because
Yeah.
something that I have took from when I was a kid was it's that thing of when you get a game, you don't routinely get games. That's your game now, and you will play it over and over and over. And so that was my thing with Shut Your Mouth, where that was my wrestling game. I didn't get another wrestling game, and
Oh,
so I knew that game like the back of my hand because that was my wrestling game.
yeah, yeah,
But
man.
don't get me wrong. We always got like I think like two video games every birthday and every Christmas, and I had two brothers, and we all played each other's games. So
Yeah.
that was like 9 games a year, which is actually quite a lot for a kid.
Yeah,
To say
man.
that.
I shared my
Not
birthday
forgetting they
month
cost
with
like
my
20 quid
brother.
back then. Like it's not the same
Oh
as it was
man.
now. It
Yeah, I
was
shared.
far cheaper.
Oh man, I shared my birthday month with my brother. So like
All
when we
right.
got a
Oh,
game, we had to share that game, and that was both of our
we were
gifts.
spaced out quite well. Like we got
Oh,
one in February, one in the summer, one in autumn, and then you got Christmas. So it actually worked out quite spaced. like it luckily got timed quite well. Um, but yeah, so I started picking up video games again in the SmackDown versus Raw kind of time. So I'd only missed like 2 or 3 years, but as a kid, that's like a really long time to have not like had anything new. But
yeah,
but yeah, so in that period, I didn't touch any internet or anything, and it wasn't until the WrestleMania 2008 where childhood me wanted to know why Rey Mysterio and Jeff Hardy weren't on WrestleMania.
yeah.
So I searched the internet and I happened to find Lords of Pain, and that's what told me. It was like, oh, and that was my rabbit hole into all of the internet wrestling world
That's
after
great,
that.
man. That's great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to apologize here, folks. I had some technical difficulties, uh, but I'm able to kind of resurrect the last part of the interview. Um, just want to apologize to Imp for this whole issue that I had. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up back here where we were at, and thank you for that.
Show back. But if you compare like modern day WWE to one from where they're turning down the audio for Roman,
Yeah,
and for me that's the absolute. It was always the craziest thing.
you'd want
Like
to have the
surely you
reaction.
want if it's not the atmosphere you want,
Yeah,
surely an atmosphere is better than just turning the sound down and it
definitely.
sounding like it's the quietest arena in the world. Like surely
It's
that's like the exact
it's
opposite you want.
such a weird cell phone to not have the crowd react because he was getting those
Mm.
big loud boos. It's better to have something than to have nothing, you know.
Yeah,
To
because
have
you want
like
the
an
atmosphere.
yeah,
Yeah.
atmosphere is adds to what you have in the ring.
Mm.
It's just, you know.
I feel like AEW's issues are a lot more technical, so they're not really something I can speak on. But for WWE, because it's evidence choices, so it's a bit easier to diagnose. Because that's more, especially with the production side I kind of fall on. It's that you control everything in your shot, and the decisions you make, you decided to do that. It's all on you. Some of it's basic stuff, like I was talking about earlier, with the just framing it so that you make the crowd feel big by having them dominate the shot, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's just for me that feels basic. But Kevin Dunn always had the ring center, like all the time. It's like you can do this, Kevin. You don't need to. But like other things, like the way you film somebody is always purposeful. And if you watch New Japan, we've talked about it before. New Japan keeps it on the action.
Yeah.
But one of the big things I realised, especially with the way they film their women, if you watch a women's match in New Japan, it's filmed very similar to the men.
Ooh.
But if they know that a shot's going to be too revealing, they'll move. Like the actual cameramen will physically move. So
Maria.
It doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Cough off the Carl Anderson meme with Maria. It doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
But compared to WWE, where WWE are never like upfront with the way they're doing it, but the way that they film their wrestlers is always, it's just a bit too lingering for me. AEW falls to this sometimes as well.
Yeah,
but the way that New Japan did it, like the way the production would just cut, or the way the cameraman would move,
they want to zoom in
meant
on all
that
that
your
stuff.
like something like one of the wrestlers down on the mat, and you frame it so that the camera stops at their waist. Kind of thing. Stuff like that. So that means whoever's watching it is just focused on the action. They don't even think about something else. Which is all part of it. In WWE, like there was one time where Tiffany Stratton was like on the outside in the build to one of the recent pay-per-views, and the camera gets so close, you're getting like under boob, and I'm like, in no world should that ever be happening. Like there is absolutely no reason for you to be doing this other than you're doing it on purpose to show her in that light on purpose, because again, you control everything that's in front of your camera. There was no need for that cameraman to get right up in there, other than the Surveyor thing of cameramen are perverts.
Cameramen are perverts.
No reason.
It's
it doesn't add to the story you're telling at all. Like
definitely, man. I usually like to end these things like at my dinners, and I have this question about like what your favorite dessert is, man. If you want to go into that. Because I love desserts. I got a sweet tooth.
The whole crap era. That's my thing. I think it's my thing of if you're gonna do it, be honest that you're doing it. Like instead of pretending that you don't. Right.
Because I just love.
They went through their
for the NXT
with,
2.0
Mandy Rose and their faction, and the way they they were trying to get people it's like they knew the audience that was watching it, and they were trying to get them in through titillation or it didn't work. NXT 2.0 was way too horny. They have toned it down, thankfully.
Kind of, but you talk about the Tiffany Stratton thing, man. Again, I really do like to end my my dinners with dessert, and my question for you, man, is what your favorite dessert is. Hello? Because I have a big sweet tooth, and
I am very much a chocolate cake guy. Double chocolate fudge cake was my thing as a teenager.
Heck yeah.
Especially. I will say, but a couple of years ago, I discovered the specific combination of a lemon cake in the summer, like very specifically, like a soft, light lemon cake in the hot heat of the summer is such a perfect pairing that I guess I have two different answers. My two different answers.
Go for it, man.
A thick chocolate cake in the winter. A thick multiple layered chocolate cake in the winter, then a really light lemon cake in the summer.
Okay.
I did it, and it was just the perfect thing. Yeah,
man. A nice lemon cake with some vanilla frosting. You put ice cream on the side. That's a delightful thing, man. And you don't really need milk when it's moist.
Oh, it's moist enough. You don't need it.
Yeah.
It's oh yes, it's yeah.
Um,
it doesn't dissolve in your mouth, like it's not
well, yeah, I
water
mean,
or
it's
anything.
not
But yeah,
melting, but it's
yeah,
just something that it's really something to get
mm,
on.
mm, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like a low effort summer cake where
mm,
you're not sweating by having to get through it. Yeah.
yeah, man. Um, so it's been a pleasure to have you on this, on my show, and it's been a pleasure to just have you on here because I listen to your show. I'm a big fan, and it's just something that I'm really thankful for you to be able to spend this time with me. And I want to thank you for being able to do that.
Oh yes, yes. So you can. I'm on Social Suplex.
Oh
So
yeah,
if you follow the main Social Suplex feed, you'll get my show every week, as well as everyone else who's there, who's awesome as well. And I've got my own feed for Imp's WWE Adventures. I think it's under as well, which
yeah,
it's a very small feed at the moment, but it's like a. The idea is to slowly grow it. So whenever I put it in the Discord, it's always that feed because
yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to make it that one, just so
I
I
feel like
can
everyone
actually
should check that out,
get
man.
it something. But yes, you can find me on Blue Sky, but I don't know how to plug my Blue Sky handle. I just know it's in the descriptions of
Yeah,
my. It's on the. I've put it in the descriptions of my podcast and different things, so if you go listen there as well. And all the other awesome people on Social Suplex. I feel
yeah.
like we're in a really special place right now. Every
Boom.
since I've joined last November, it feels like there's been a really cool thing that's happened every month,
Yeah,
and it's just continued. Yeah, so it's just a really good atmosphere amongst us around now, and just seeing the Discord just bloom as well. It kind of just adds that feeling of there just being a community that's kind
yeah.
of like with us for it as well, which is a really cool feeling.
Yeah, it's always good to have community of wrestling, and again, I just want to thank you for coming on. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure, and yeah, man. Um, Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll hear from you again sometime.
Mm.
Yeah, again, I want to apologize to Imp for my audio issues on this show. We were a little bit out of sync, but I feel like we were in sync on how we were talking. So yeah, man. Hopefully this show ends up listenable. Thank you so much for listening.